Hello there, it's your coach Eddie back here, and today I want to talk about something men tend to brush off or ignore: grief. We are very, very bad at handling grief. Speaking from my personal experience, I lost my dad, and then I went into mode for looking after mom. A few years down the line, mom also disappears. She changes address. I like to joke about that with my family. Say, oh, what happened to mom? Oh, she changed her address and left us here. But during her last days, I was so close to her in taking care of everything, taking her to hospital visits, making sure she's comfortable, even doing the night shifts in hospital with one other caregiver. But when the day came and she passed on, that day again I switched into operational mode. So that meant I didn't grieve. Somehow I went through the day fine. I cried, I think, for a bit the day, that early in the morning, but I had to switch that off again. Get into everyone is calling you for direction. And what I can say when it comes to parents, when it comes to losing your parents and grief, when you have a person there, a friend who has lost their parent, and you think once they've buried, going back to their lives, that friend of yours has automatically gone back to normal. Think again. Grief of a parent takes time. If it wasn't because I'm now healing, I cannot even come here and talk to you about it. It's so difficult because as soon as you start talking about it, you get emotional and yes. But now I'm in a place where I can comfortably speak about it. But this is just to throw some insight to other men. If you've got a fellow man who's lost a parent, you need to be more sensitive because they will literally tell you very little. And if you're not very sensitive or intuitive in dealing with this person, you might even not scratch the surface of what is going on inside here or inside here. Because the grief of parents cuts deep. And sometimes it's back on, sometimes it's off. Some months you won't even forget about it. Then it comes down like it's just happened yesterday. So it's kind of a roller coaster life. So the thing you have to do is just learn to live with it. Live with it. Know this is part of my life. Know how to cope when it comes. Know even how to divert yourself from not letting it affect you to the extent that you can get into a depression because of it. Because life is happening. Life is happening. And when it happens, you're like, okay, maybe I could call my dad. Or maybe I could call my mom. Guess what? They're not there anymore. So you're like, what do I do? In most cases, I just pray. Or praise and put on some praise and worship. And praise through it. Or praise through the cry if I need to cry. Let it out. Let it out. And by the end of that praise and worship, I really feel better. And what I've found is the more you let it out, the more you heal, the more you start feeling better. But you need to be careful again those days when you're down, who you talk to. Because recently, I was going through one of those days. And then it was like a meme, someone on social media talking about feelings of losing a parent. And I could relate because I've lost mine. You know what this man of God told me? Stop thinking about even your mom. What you need to do is think about your wife. She's there to look after you. She's there to, take away the grief. And I'm like, this guy, one, I forgave him because he never knew my mother. So he's just speaking out of ignorance. And then he didn't understand the state of mind I was in at that time to be able to handle also the right thing. So again, when you open up during those times, that's why you see even it's hard to open up when you're going through those days where you're down and a bit in that gray mode. Because if you're going to get such a reaction from even a man of God, oh, really, it's going to be making more matters worse. So even if it's you and someone send you something like that and you know they lost their period, try to be more sensitive how you respond. Because you don't know what mood they're in that day. Maybe that's the day they're down and then you push them over the edge. Would you be happy? Anyway, that's enough for me for today. Thanks for listening, guys. And in case you want to talk about grief or how to navigate it, please just DM me. We'll have a chat. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.